Right, how you all doing? A little while ago, I made a video saying something to the effect of, does something you're thinking need to be said? Does it need to be said? Right? How many people have literally self-censored because they're like, I've got this opinion, but if I say it and I've read the room wrong, this could go pretty quick. Right? I want to know if anyone knows anyone on the opposite side of it. Okay? Do you know anyone that literally hard knows you, as in, no, for an opinion, misc ideal, whatever? It's kind of come. This came to me because I'm kind of flicking around chatting to a few people, and someone brought up something about another person, and they said, "Look, why are we so hard on this person or this person or this person because of this view? It's really silly. Like, why do we keep banging on each other for some random thing?" And I was like, "Well, I know some people who won't talk to another group of people because of one thing. They go to the local mosque or church. Ugh, religious. Not talking to them. Huh? Or that person, you know, doesn't eat meat. Ugh, not talking to that person. You know, that person thinks that black metal belongs on national television. Ugh, not talking to that person. It does, by the way. But the same kind of people who are like, I don't like, I don't know, lesbians. I don't like black people. I understand right now that I'm saying a lot of things in the I don't likes, and then people these are the bits that can easily be cut and taken out of context, like what I said prior. Okay, context is king. But I know some people who will just literally hard know someone because of a preference. A preference. Okay, so I know some people who won't date fat people. They just don't, it doesn't do the thing for them that makes the thing happen. I know one of my mates will not date a black girl. He won't date a black girl. It's like, why? Because he prefers white girls. Should be noted. Lad's black, right? Oh god, I'm throwing around like white and black and all these other things. Like, should be noted, I also get flack because I'm colorblind. Like, I'm shade blind, literally shade blind, but I'm also kind of colorblind. I think everyone's like a neutral grey because all of the things that I've mentioned so far, you know, race, religion, your diet choices, things like that, I've made it clear before. I don't believe in them. They are not a thing for me. They exist, sure, but they don't mean anything to me. I won't judge you based on, like, I won't hard no someone because, I don't know, you won't date fat people. You don't like peanut butter. You don't agree with. There are people out there who won't be friends because someone's had a vaccine. Like, what? That could have been your best friend, and you've just gone, nope, nope, you just had a 30-second done. We're not friends anymore. What? There are people who. We're going to go on to another one of you'll go on that, yes. There are people who have been members of the KKK, right? Who years later have gone, yeah, sorry, that was a bit of a dick move. Kind of got caught up in that. Don't really believe in that. People very, very rarely live by their morals, by their right. don't. I'm sorry, they don't. Like, so many people are like, I think housing should be affordable. I think everybody should have a chance. I think this, I think that. But not here. What do they call it in America? NIMBY? Not in my backyard? Like, oh yeah, yeah, affordable housing, just not here. Oh yeah, 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 like, you know, the do this and that, like, gay rights and stuff. Not here. It's ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous. We should do this and this and this, but it doesn't benefit me. So no. There have been literally there are people out there who won't talk to me, who won't hang out with me because I'm quite fond of a cheeseburger. I am not kidding you. Apparently I'm a savage because I quite enjoy the flesh of an animal from time to time. Doesn't matter whether or not that's majority of my diet or not, just one. One is enough. It's not like I'm a serial killer, unless we're talking like Fruit Loops or something, but you know, just. Have you ever gone, I don't want to talk to that person because they this? I'm going to be honest with you, I really kind of have a hard time dealing with militant vegans. If you say to me you're plant-based, we're cool. You go vegan, I'm like, oh, this is going to get a bit ropey. This is going to get political. Because that's, by the way, that's vegan versus plant-based. That's the difference. One of them is a political thing. The other one is you're doing it for health and happiness and blah, blah, blah. The other one is because you want to be part of a group. Pushing buttons there. You know, I don't believe that anyone fully swings in any one direction with any of their opinions. You have to be able to look at the good and the bad for everything. You have to be able to quantify things. The situations aren't just black and white. You know, someone could say, like, okay, I'm gonna put one on the table. I will put one on the table. I will stand in the firing line for this one. Okay. Because I shouldn't say this kind of stuff because this kind of stuff will get me in trouble. Transgender. Like, first off, one, don't really believe in it. I just don't. Like, it's not really a thing to me. I think that everyone should have the same rights and privileges and all that kind of fluff that I do. You should all have the same rights and privileges that I do. But I remember it was a couple years ago, I think, or it might have been a year ago here in the UK. It was said that I can't remember if it was a government thing or it was another group with crazy hats going around saying that if someone wanted to go full bore like operation with it, they wanted to have their gender reassignment surgery, they had to go and see like a psychiatrist or something like that to talk through the groove to see whether or not that was the thing that they wanted to do, whether it was like really necessary to do it. I imagine that was the groove of it. If not, then it might have been to put them in front of a firing squad. I don't know. But everyone went mental because it's like, that's going against this person's human rights. And I was on the other side of that one. I was like, I'd kind of prefer if people did have to go and see someone before they had, in my opinion, pretty hardcore, like serious surgery. Because that stuff's scary. I've had small surgeries go really badly wrong. Like really badly wrong. Like stuff that is so trivial. Like hundreds of thousands of people have it like every day, and it's gone wrong. like I know people who have died from basic surgery, and the surgery that I'm now speaking, not that I've had, but the surgery that I'm now speaking of that they want you to go and have a check or whatever for that's life changing. There's no going back on that one. And I see all of these people going, yeah, congratulations, you've whatever it is. Are you still coming out with your trans? I'm sorry, I'm really disconnected. Like, you heathen. Someone's called me worse than that before, but or you narrow-minded prick. I don't know what the terminology is, right? But when someone announces that they're going for it, everyone's like, yeah, good job, woo! And then the surgery happens, and no one thinks about what happens if that goes wrong. Because there's no rewind button. You can't just kind of get the bits you've had hacked, or, like, they've been butchered. Let's be honest, this is not a surgery that... I don't agree with a lot of surgeries out there. Like, there are just some surgeons out there who will just do things for the lols. I think this... If you're a surgeon and you're watching this, I'm sorry, but I think that some surgeons out there are complete butchers. Same way that I think some electricians out there are complete cowboys, and builders are complete just would not let you fucking have access to a hammer, a cement mixer, or that scalpel. Nah, mate, not having it. They'll do surgeries for... They don't care if they screw it up. They don't care how you have to live with it afterwards. I just get nervous when I think, what happens if something goes wrong? That's all. What happens if something goes wrong? Who is going to be going, yay, after that? Because eventually the people going, yay, will walk away and go, oh, God, can you stop banging on about that, please? God, stop banging on about it. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe you shouldn't have, or blah, 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 blah. Well, that's your fault. Or they swing. That 1 minute they're really supportive, and then they get really, like, nigger about it. Like, proper negative. I was like... I have a few friends that have thought about going through with that kind of thing. And I voiced my opinion to them, and apparently I'm quite reasonable. But there are other people out there who will not talk to me because of that view. You know, there are other people who won't talk to me because I don't believe that race is important, because it's not. Like, it really isn't. The level of pigment in your skin means nothing. Like my mate who doesn't like black chicks. I don't think that's a problem at all. That's a preference. You know? People talk to me, oh, but what about a mixed race couple? Who gives a damn? Well, what about gay couples? Again, who gives a damn? Who cares? Someone said to me, "What would you do if your son was one of your sons was gay?" So that doesn't impact me in the slightest. As long as the little bastard's happy, what do I care? You know? I don't know. I think I'm a quite reasonable guy. I just look at the bigger picture and I tend to worry more about things than I really need to. I just want people to be happy and just not get screwed over and all that kind of stuff. But there are just so many people out there who will hard no for any kind of view. You have to look at the good and the bad. There are people in fucking prison camps right now having a better time with it than you. Because they're going through the day, it's miserable to most everyone else, and they're like, you know what, I'm alive. Or, I've got access to a couple of books. Or, I got to see the sunrise today. You know, they quantify the good and the bad, and they prefer to look at the good. You know? I'm going to swing it. I'm gonna go there. I've already said about race. I've already said about sexuality. I've already said about diet stuff. Dude, if you just want to eat a vegan diet, go for it. Not my damn problem. Like that is entirely a thing. No one's gonna burn for their choice of foods. It's not that big of a deal. No one's gonna have any trouble for their choice of religion. It's not that big of a deal. We're all human beings. That none of that other stuff really matters. If you're gonna judge someone on one thing, you're a dick. You are a royal dick. Because opinions change. Right? Things change. And if you think your one thing is going to save the planet, you're a nugget. You are a proper nugget. You got to think of the bigger picture. So, I got called a Nazi a few years ago because I was doing the whole quantified stuff. You got to look at the good and the bad, because there's not just black and white. There's a big old chunk of grey in the middle. Right? Everything is flexible. Like, if there's a scale, with the little wibbly liney thing? Like, is it hard hard that way, or is it kind of shaking in the middle? Kind of like one of them. Is it a seismograph? You know, it's kind of like wiggling, and it goes harder the more vibrations or whatever, right? It's like you have to quantify the good and the bad, and basically to the effect, someone said to me, "Well, what about the Nazis?" And I was like, "Whoa, okay," and I managed to quantify the good and the bad of was it the German workers something party, the Nazi party, right? Everything on the internet devolves into someone being called a Nazi eventually, right? What did the Germans do that was good? Not just the Germans, the Japanese. They did some medical research, which was the cost was terrible. Same with the Germans. I said right. Just note that I say this as a disabled man who would have been binned off by the Germans, and so would my sons, because of some issues. We'd have all been right, but was what happened more good or more bad? It was fucking terrible. It was catastrophic. If those scales were there, it'd be like tipped to the floor. However, there was like a little tiny, like an O-ring, like a penny versus big sacks of the evil, like weighing on this side, like stacks and stacks over here, and then little rockets. Rockets. Tell me those aren't good? Sat there using your GPS? I mean, all right, satellites were, I think the first satellite was put into orbit by the Russians, but the technology was built upon from Braun? Braun? I can't remember his name now, but the Ava from Braun. The German chap who built the V2. It's a good thing. I mean, fucking carpet bombed London. Good. It's a shithole. That'll probably get me into trouble. But just, you can't hard no someone just because of that thing. He built rockets, but he was also a Nazi. But was he all the way there, or was he a little bit there, or was he in the middle? You know, I don't like people who are so hard leaning in one direction that they just hard know someone. Stop it. It's you people that cause wars. You are the people who look mental in the streets arguing with someone over a belief that just really doesn't matter. Because you're picking on one thing. You don't know the whole picture. Like I said before about how people have an agreement, disagreement. I believe on this side, you believe on that side, boom, boom. Oh, hang on. We swap on this matter. No one is that far that way or that far that way. But there are still people out there who will say hard no or call some really nasty thing because someone has a slightly out there view. Stop it. You don't have to damn someone. I mean, are there some things that I can't forgive? Sure. I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I'll tell you when I find one. But like, I won't damn a person for one thing. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone goofs up. Everyone should have a chance at redemption. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Chairman Mao might have had good tea parties. I don't know. Stalin might have been a fantastic piccolo player. Fucking no. Some chucklehead on the internet talking fluff and winding people up. For the sake of saying no one lives. It's the whole NIMBY thing again. I've gone off on this massive rant to just basically say I don't believe in I don't believe in identity politics. I don't believe in politics. I don't believe anyone is any one thing. I don't look at folks who go to church and go, how very Christian of you. Or stand outside of a local mosque and start shouting abuse. That's dumb. That's really, 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 really dumb. Yeah, but that person's part of that group. Until they actually start hurting people. That'll get me into trouble as well. But that person's painted their house pink. They must be a dick. Maybe. Or they might be really nice. The whole Addams Family thing. It's an Addams Family thing, isn't it? Opinions change. Something you like today, you might hate tomorrow. You know, something you said last year might not apply now. Something you said when you were younger might not apply now. Everyone changes. Everyone changes. Choose your battles, please. And don't just pick fights with people because of random things. Unless it's the Westboro Baptist Church. That's just fun to poke with a stick. Just saying. Bless them. They are definitely they're on that hardcore crazy side, but never know, they might give to charity. Somewhere. Maybe. Hell, I managed to quantify World War II Germany, so you know. But do you know anyone? Are you one of those people? What are the things that you hard no to, if there's anything? I generally don't. I generally don't. I want to hear people's stories first. I will judge you on the quality of your character. You know? That's why it was a bit weird to me when my mate said a couple of mates, she won't date fat people. And the other mate who won't date black lasses. I've got a mate who really likes Asian girls. But he would never, ever, ever have a child with an Asian lassie because he's really worried that the child would get bullied for being mixed race. I was like, mate, really? It's like, yeah, but Skaz, you might be open-minded. You might be open-minded, Luke, but who's to say that other people are? It's like, but the poor little bugger, what's that poor little sod done to anyone? Nothing. Was just born. Didn't choose anything. Could be a great kid. You could be really happy, and you're just gonna. It's the hard no people that just piss me off and ruin everything for everyone else. I just don't believe in any of it, because I believe in the big one. We're human beings, and then everything else after that's kind of optional baggage, you know. Anyway. This has probably been like 6 hours of me talking shite. I can't actually see it because I'm not wearing my spectacles. Some people out there who don't trust people who wear glasses. Why? Because, I don't know, they might be smarter than me or something. I don't know. Clearly, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. That's why I'm not a politician or a dictator. I should be. Whip a few people into shape. Wonderful world. Don't hard no people. And I'll see you all with a bit of luck tomorrow. Just makes you a dick. Stop it.